Hi there. You are investing significant amount of money into Google Ads, but do you truly understand what's happening with your campaigns? You may have a general idea of your return on ad spend, but the following questions should still be asked. Is that figure reliable? How much of your return on ad spend can be attributed to branded campaigns or remarketing campaigns? Which landing pages, campaigns, ad sets, products perform the best or the worst? How can you scale your Google Ads performance while you keep the return on ad spend in an acceptable level? Data First Google Ads Optimization video series is tailor-made for Shopify merchants and e-commerce brands like yours. You don't need to be an expert or have knowledge about the topic, as we will do everything step by step. By the end of this course, you will have the expertise to generate meaningful insights, identify the winning strategies, and expose the losing assets within your Google Ads campaigns. You will no longer be left in dark about your advertising effectiveness. Now, let's start analyzing your Google Ads performances on a deeper level using Google Analytics 4, GA4, and Google Ads custom reports. I guarantee you will uncover some facts that you weren't aware before, and most likely, these learnings will affect your ROI in a quite positive way. Let's get started. This is the first video of our video series, so in this video, we will set the scene for the rest of the course and make sure our data infrastructure is working fine and getting the needed data. Otherwise, the conclusions we make might be wrong. This video will contain 5 important actions. Firstly, we will link your Google Ads with GA4 account or double check if it's already linked. And then we will import GA4 purchase as a backup conversion. This is quite important because we want to make sure that our conversions are tracked, and even we want to have a backup conversion in case the main conversion doesn't work properly at some point. And then we will enable Google Signals within GA4 account and apply some important GA4 and Google Ads settings. Later on, we will double check your conversion tracking. Conversion tracking is crucial. We need to make sure it's working properly. So we will double check from different standpoints. And then we will activate enhanced conversions in case it's not activated. Lastly, we will also double check your dynamic remarketing tags and data within dynamic remarketing tags. So this is the first video of our course. Let's get started. So our first step is we will ensure that your Google Ads and your GA4 data is linked, because we will use GA4 to check the most of the reports. I know that most advertising professionals or entrepreneurs, store owners, e-com directors, they usually check Google Ads performance within Google Ads instead of Google Analytics 4, but it's always the best to merge these two. The reason is that Google Ads can give some amount of data which Google Analytics 4 cannot, vice versa. GA4 can offer some deeper level data which Google Ads cannot. So most of these courses will be about using these reports and understanding how your ads are performing from an analysis standpoint. That's why it's so important that our Google Ads account and GA4 account is linked properly. And then we also want to import GA4 purchase as a backup conversion, as a purchase conversion action. I will quickly pass this because it's pretty easy for you guys to do it, I guess. Within our Google Analytics 4 account, on the left bottom corner, we have the admin section. And then on the middle column, we have the product links and then Google Ads links. Once we click this, then a window like this will come. It is pretty straightforward. Google Analytics will just lead us through. We need to choose the ad account. The ad account should be in the same account as GA4 account. Otherwise, it will not be visible here. The point here is that if you are using a different GA4 account and different Google Ads account, you can give permissions. For instance, you have an email A and then email B. Email A is in Google Ads and email B is in Google Analytics 4. You could simply give access to email A to Google Analytics 4, edit level access. Then you will also be able to see your Google Ads account within your GA4 settings. Once you choose your accounts will be listed like this, obviously. Once you choose the account, you will simply need to click confirm, and then your account will simply be visible here like this. Then you will need to click next. Here it's important that you enable all these settings. It usually comes enabled by default, but depending on your account's privacy settings or your company account's privacy settings, these might come like maybe unchecked. So it's very important to check them, enable personalized advertising, enable auto tagging, and also allow access analytics feature within Google Ads, because in this way we will see GA4 data within Google Ads as well. We will review those things later on. Once we chose these things, we need to make sure that the auto tagging is also enabled. We just need to click next, and then we will simply click submit. This will take like maybe 10 seconds or 5 to 10 seconds. Then we will see this warning called link created. Of course, we need to double check this. Just refresh this page and make sure that your Google Ads account is visible in your GA4 property. And then let's go to Google Ads. From the top corner, we click Tools and Settings, and then Linked Accounts. Here you should be seeing already this GA4 Firebase linked. Just to make sure, let's click there, Manage and Link. Once we do that, then we will see the account which is linked. But as you can see in this specific example, the account is correctly linked, but Apps and Web Metrics section is not activated. It's just one-click activation. You just click Activate and then it's done. So now, if you are seeing, if in your account it is visible like this activated, and also within GA4, your Google Ads account is visible, that means that your GA4 property and Google Analytics is properly connected. If you have done this, but still your GA4 data is not clearly visible within Google Ads or vice versa, you will need to redo this. Maybe just unlink and do it again. Wait 1 or 2 days. It takes 24 to 48 hours for the data to be processed properly. You might need to be patient here. I know some merchants are having issues with that. Their account is linked, but the data is not being shown properly. In that case, you will just need to do this once again, right? You just delete the connection, unlink, and then do this again so that data flow will start. Here we also want to double check one last thing. We just go to search bar, this search bar at the top as you can see. When you click the search bar, you just type here account settings and then hit enter or just click over it. Once you are in the account settings, your account settings will be listed there. We just need to make sure that auto tagging is on. Obviously, we just made it on before, but I'm just showing you in case you are watching this video, your account was linked. So you just want to make sure that this auto tagging is on. This will enable Google Ads data flow into GA4 perfectly fine. So once it is on and saved, that means our integration has been completed properly. Now I want to make one final check here. Go to your tools and settings, click conversions. Once you click conversions, you will see your conversions listed here. You need to make sure that GA4 purchase conversion is here listed as a secondary. This is important because this is an alternative to your main conversion tracking. If you have any issues with your main conversion tracking and anything about these conversions, I have a long video series about conversion tracking for Shopify merchants. You need to watch that and you maybe need to do all these things one by one. Or if you are a Shopify merchant, you can choose Analyzify for your conversion tracking and your whole data analytics setup settings. Then either our team or our software can take care of all these things. But one last time, here what I want to make sure is that you have the GA4 conversion added as a secondary. If it is not here, then you need to click New Conversion Action, click Import, choose GA4, choose Web, click Continue. Then here you will see the Purchase Conversion Action. If you are not seeing the Purchase Conversion Action, there are a couple of alternatives. A, you just link the account and the data didn't come here yet. B, your Google Ads GA4 setup is not properly done or the link is not done. So these two, it's one of these two options. You will need to make sure that this doesn't happen. So maybe you will need to redo all the steps with me and then wait for 24 hours for data to be populated and the purchase conversion to be visible here. Now, let's go our second point. We completed the first. We linked the GA4 and Google Ads, or if it was linked already, we just double checked. And then we imported GA4 purchase as a backup conversion. What we will do now, we will go into GA4. We will do 2 or 3 important settings that matters us a lot for data to flow in the GA4 properly. I have another long video about top important GA4 settings for Shopify merchants. I will link that somewhere. But now I will also quickly show you here in this video so that you can double check on your ads. Now we are on our GA4 property. Again, we clicked at the bottom admin, and this is the admin settings. From the admin settings, we click data settings and then data collection. Here, we just want to make sure that the Google Signals data collection is enabled. Because in this case, Google will receive much more data about your users. It's a long topic, I don't want to enter too many details now, but we want Google Signals to be enabled, that's number one. If it's not enabled, just hit enable and then do it. Number two is data retention. We want data retention to be 14 months. By default, this is 2 months, and this will cause some data deletion after 2 months. So we better choose it 14 months so that we have more data, obviously. Make it 14 months and save it. Last but not least, here we also want to make sure that our Search Console property is linked with GA4. Obviously, this is not directly related to Google Ads, so it might not be part of this course. But as we are here, and this is important, we want to link all Google products into each other so that the data sharing will happen. Data sharing is mostly to our benefit, so we want this to happen. Now we are on our third step. We will double check your conversion tracking. What does it mean? We will make sure that it's working properly. It's in the same place. We just go to Tools and Settings and then the Conversions. Once you are on the Conversions screen, on this right column, on the status column, you want to see this recording conversions, and then you also want to see that little arrow here. That arrow indicates enhanced conversions. Once you mouse over that section, you see the last seen. Last seen means that when was the last time this conversion action was triggered, right? So if you had any sale, the sale doesn't need to come from Google Ads. It might come from something else, but if this tag was visible, then the last seen is here. So if you had any sales today, you expect to see it today, right? So if you had some sales yesterday, you expect to see it yesterday. Otherwise, your conversion tracking is not working. And then we also have another section here which shows the enhanced conversions. If you are not using enhanced conversions, if it's not recording, if it has errors, that means you are missing an opportunity, because enhanced conversions enables more data for Google to process. That means your ads will be performing better, or at least will be analyzed better. So we just want to make sure that enhanced conversions is working. I have another long video that talks about enhanced conversions, so I will link it somewhere around here. In this example you see on my screen, there are 2 conversion actions. Both of them has the conversion source website, which is good. And now I will show you how to debug them one by one. Let's just click through any of them and then go to the top, Diagnostics. This will show the status of the conversions, and then, of course, it's ours is recording, and then we click Web Pages. This Web Pages tab is quite important because it shows one by one all the conversions that has happened. The checkout URLs, the thank you page URLs are there, the conversion value is there, the conversion count is there. So this is pretty important, because in this way, then you can simply open them one by one, check the sales amount, compare it. If there is something wrong, you will realize it. If you are curious which conversions are coming from Google Ads, then this is the way to check it. So that's how we verify our conversion tracking working. If you faced any issues while you are checking these things with me, then once again, I recommend our conversion tracking course on Shopify. That's, I think, an hour-long course which specifically focused on conversion tracking, in which we debug the errors in depth. And alternatively, you can consider using Analyzify or another professional solution to make sure that your conversion tracking is perfectly working. Now, let's jump into our next step, which is activate enhanced conversion. If you did not see enhanced conversions in your setting, you need to activate it. Unfortunately, there is not an easy way to activate it. That's why I'll just type on Google, Shopify, Google Ads, enhanced conversions. Then you will see this video of mine, which is a quite long one, which explains enhanced conversions in depth, or a LinkedIn article, which again belongs to me, which explains enhanced conversions in depth, and also which provides you a code block and explains you how you can set enhanced conversions by yourself. Lastly, you could also use this article on our website. Obviously, I will leave these links in the description in case you want to check, but you should really set enhanced conversions. It's quite a good thing to do. It will allow you to attribute more conversions, and then it will feed Google Ads with more data so that your ads will be optimized better. One last check we want to do is dynamic remarketing. Dynamic remarketing is so important. Obviously, you want Google to know when a user views your product, when a user clicks add to cart, when they start their checkout process, not only when they purchase the product, right? Because in that case, we can do remarketing, or we can use audiences. For instance, we can create an audience, the ones who added to cart, and then we can bid them more. Or even if we are not doing anything, we are using performance max campaigns, we are allowing Google to do everything. But even in that case, we just need to make sure that we are feeding Google Ads with as much data as possible. And dynamic remarketing is an important part of it. I'll quickly show you what it is. I'll just go to a random website, let's say again by iPhone. I have no idea which one we will go. Okay, let's go to this one. I will quickly use this extension, Google Tag Assistant Legacy, in case you are interested in what it is, how it is used, and so on. I have a video about it, you can check that. But here you can see there is Google Ads Remarketing tag. If I just click, there are here requests, right? So if I just click, what is this request? Item ID and location ID. This request could also have let's go if there's another request. I think there is no. So let's check another store, because in this request, we would also like to see product value, the price, the product's name, and so on. Maybe if we find another store which does this better, then we will have a better example of doing this. Now let's check this store, and then you can see the remarketing tag here, but the data is not here. Okay, another fail here. By the way, let's also block my ad blocker so that my ad blocker won't interfere this. Let's open this product, enable. By the way, if we are not seeing the data here, maybe if you have a very advanced setup, you might be sending that data through server side as well, but most likely it's not the case. So as you can see here, this is a good example. Ecom product ID is here, page type product, category new, value 49. So this is the dynamic remarketing. This is how you check on your website. And now I will show you how to check this within Google Ads. This is very important. If you know this, you should check from time to time if your Google Ads dynamic remarketing is working properly or not. So for this, again, we go to tools and settings, and then the audience manager. Once you click the audience manager, then on the left-hand side, we will have a section called your data sources. We want to click that. And here you will see different data sources, but what we want to check is Google Ads tag. Click details on Google Ads tag. Here you should be seeing all the hits that the Google Ads tag is received. We are trying to find here either ID or ecom product ID field. Of course, we have many other parameters here, but those are the ones that indicates that our product ID format is correct and it's being sent to Google Ads properly. As you can see here, there is ecom product ID is empty because this store is using the ID format. I'll just click ID here. As you can see here, the ID received 1,600 hits, which is great. Let's click ID here, and here we will see the product IDs one by one. Does this match with the data within our Merchant Center and Google Ads? Before double checking that, I should tell you though, if there was a mismatch, here in this Audience Manager, there is usually an error, but I will still show you how to double check and make sure it even more, because in Shopify there are different kinds of product IDs. So let's just make sure. To do so, I'll just go to search and then search for products. Once I clicked, the product list will come. And as you can see here, the ID format here matches with the IDs that I saw. Sometimes you will see here different ID formats like Shopify underscore the country currency underscore product ID, variant ID, or only SKU. For instance, if you remember, this store was using something like this, looked more like an SKU. The other store which we just checked was using something more like variant ID format. You will see a lot of stores is using like Shopify underscore the country code underscore product ID underscore variant ID. There are different formats, and it is a very common mistake to do. We have lots of clients who came us with this problem. They weren't even aware of this problem. We figured it out and we solved it for them. But You just can double check this and make sure that your product ID format is correct. With that being said, we have completed our first important 5 actions. Maybe you didn't find any errors, but it's better safe than sorry. I just wanted to make sure all these things are working. Now, I will quickly explain you what our Data First Google Ads Optimization course is and how it will work. First of all, as always, it will be completely free here on YouTube. So we are not selling you anything like that. The section 1, which is Analyze, and this video is the first video of the section 1, which is the intro video and double check video of it. In the section 1, we will understand your existing campaigns and data. So we will just go check your Google Ads campaigns within Google Analytics and within Google Ads. So we will analyze how they performed. How are they doing now? Is there any low-hanging fruits? Are there any great opportunities? Or are there any assets which are completely losing? So we will figure them out, and then we will set up a foundation of regular reports. I will show you a lot of reports, and then we will save them all one by one so that you can regularly check. And then you can understand how your ads are doing. The number one mistake I see with the merchants, e-com directors, or even with ads professionals is that they don't regularly check their data. They run ads, they check numbers, the main numbers, but let's also check some deeper data, right? How the ad sets are doing, how the landing pages are doing, how the products are doing. So, and when we check this, we always find lots of great opportunities and also lots of losing assets. So we just want to be aware. That's why the first section of the course, which is 6 lessons, everything is ready released. So you are watching the first one, you can continue the second, third, fourth, etc. The first 6 lessons is based on that. In the second section, we will focus on optimizing the ads according to what we learned from the first section. Obviously, you can take actions as you feel, but also I will show you how you can optimize your ads with this learning. And in the last section, we will start creating new ad groups, new assets, new campaigns, new landing pages, according to what we learned from first section, and then what we also did in the second section. The last section will be creating new ads, and then this will be a loop, right? So you will do this and then you will come back, analyze. You need to be able to analyze the clicks because you are paying for every click, literally for every click pretty much. So why not to check in bi-daily basis or in a weekly basis, how are the clicks doing, how are the landing pages doing, how are the products are doing? And I bet you will find some things. In this course with me, I guarantee you, you will uncover some things which you were never aware of before. So there is a great opportunity waiting here. So I hope you will be patient and follow the course with me. Again, it will be easy, step by step, we will do it together. The first section we already released. The second section we are releasing in August, and then the third section we are releasing in September. Not to miss the updates, you can go ahead to Data First Optimization course on our website. Simply, you can just Google Data First Google Ads Optimization course, and then the first result will obviously be Analyzify, and then our course page. Here you can simply see all the details, the latest updates, but more importantly, we have a sign up for the course bar here. So if you sign up, I promise we never spam. We will send you, of course, useful tips and insights, but more importantly, course updates. As we release a course or as we update a course, you will receive an update from us. You can always unsubscribe if you feel like. So that is how our Data First Google Ads Optimization course will work. Now quickly let's dive into the lesson plan. First lesson is obviously this one, intro. We are setting the scene now. We just made sure our data infrastructure is good. Then in the next lesson, we will check the standard Google Ads reports in GA4. The GA4 offers good amount of report sets. So we will check those and I will show you how you can analyze your ads using the standard reports. Then we will check the products and categories analysis within GA4 and also within Google Ads custom reports. We will do the same with the landing pages. Later on, in the 5th and 6th lesson, we will go into a little bit deeper. We will talk about segments and audiences. We will create some audiences. We will use those audiences in the reporting and also in the ads. Lastly, we will talk about attribution models and we will compare those attribution models. We will understand how to analyze the ads performance using different attribution models. So that's all from the first lesson. And our goal is obviously by the end of this section, first one, analyze section, you will learn how to analyze, identify the top performing and underperforming products, landing page data, analyze it in depth, create and save some regular reports, and continuously monitor and improve your Google Ads campaigns. let's talk a little bit about us, who we are, what are we doing, and why are we doing these things. We are a passionate team. Our product is Analyzify. It's a Shopify app for data analysis and data collection, obviously. You can learn more about us in our website and in the app listing page. Now, I already made this video much longer than I planned, so I will not dive into so much details, but I just want to say that our open source solutions, our Shopify GA4 kit, all other courses, we are producing this kind of educational resources and open source solutions for over 2 years now. They have been used over 10,000 merchants. So we are pretty good at what we are doing, and we also love sharing what we learned. We learned a lot throughout all this case because we work quite closely with our merchants. Whenever they report us a problem, even though when it is not about Analyzify, we dive into their Google Ads accounts, Google Tag Manager accounts, their stores, and we do our best to solve each client's problem. And of course, that teaches us a lot. We have so much knowledge to share. We love sharing, and then that's how we are sharing these materials, and we are offering these free educational resources to Shopify community. Last but not least, please contribute and communicate with us. You can subscribe to our channel, comment your questions and suggestions. You can contact us on LinkedIn. We will be very happy about it. We are also active there, share quite good insights there. And then you can subscribe to our newsletter and follow our content up. On our Analyzify website, we have a nice blog which we call Hub. And then right at the bottom of the page, we have our newsletter. If you sign up for our newsletter, then we will make sure to send you useful information for you to analyze your store better, to optimize your store better, and maybe to drive more organic growth or paid growth into your store. So this is Erman Küplü. I'm one of the co-founders of the company. Very nice to meet you if you are seeing me the first time, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next lessons.